How you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Come again. Hey everybody, it's Jazzy B. Welcome back to another video after like 2 months. I haven't posted anything. Basically that's another story for another video. I've just been so off track on everything that I haven't even had time to post a YouTube video, and I didn't feel motivated to do one, so I just left it completely. But I'm starting to feel a wee bit more like myself, so I thought I would start off talking about something that I'm really passionate about, which is solo travelling. I put up a poll at the start of this week about should I or shouldn't I do a solo travel video. So basically talking about tips and advice for solo travelling, why you should solo travel, my experience with solo travel, and what I have got planned for my next solo travel. So instead of packing this all into one video, which would probably take me a very long time, I thought I would make it like a 3 to 4 part series. So this is obviously the first episode of this series, which is going to be, as you can probably tell from the title, is all about why you should solo travel, because I feel like that is a good starting ground for the rest of the videos that I want to do. So basically this whole YouTube video I'm just going to be talking about the reasons why I think you should solo travel at least once in your life. Once you do it once, I think you kind of get that bug. Well, you either do or you don't get the bug and you want to do it more and more often. Like myself, the first time I went, I never knew that it would become a thing that I would do in the future. In my head I want to do this at least once a year, so it is something that I really enjoy. So I feel like I should pass my ideas on to other people, for maybe if you're sitting on the fence about wanting to solo travel but you don't know how, or you don't know why, or you kind of think that it's a bit crazy. This will hopefully open up your mind to some of the benefits of solo travel. I'm going to turn down this rap in the background because I like to have a wee bit of background noise in the video, but I think that it's very loud, so BRB. Oh no. So I'm back. I had to turn that music down, it was far too loud. What's going on with the hair? Don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to keep referring back to this wee list that I have, but hopefully once I just see one word or a couple of words, it'll just roll off my tongue. Sorry, I had to change that light in there. So basically, the very first reason that I think everyone should solo travel is to feel that actual freedom to do whatever you want, and you are totally the decision maker in every single minute. Like, it's just you and you only, so you learn to rely on your own self and your own instincts and gut feelings and stuff, so literally there's no one else there to look after you. A part of that as well is that you can sit like wherever you want for as long as you want. So if you wanted to have like, sorry, I'm gonna turn this down again. Wait, no. It's very hard to concentrate on what I'm saying and not sing at the same time, so I have to turn that down. So yeah, if you want to sit at a coffee shop, I'm not talking the Amsterdam types of coffee shops, but them too. If you wanted to sit and have a coffee and just watch the world go by all day, you could. No one telling you where to go, when to go, you know, hurry up, I'm hungry, or hurry up, I'm bored, I want to leave. You can literally just stay there as long as you want. And if you want to like go around a museum and walk around the museum all day, or like stop at a picture for like 5 minutes and really study it, not that I do this because I'm not into museums, but you could do that. Whereas if you were with someone and you were trying to stare at that picture or walk around the museum, that person might be bored and they might say like, come on, hurry up, I'm bored, I don't want to be here. And that means that you aren't getting the best experience out of your travel as you could do if you were alone. Don't get me wrong, like having someone with you is brilliant as well, but it's just a totally different type of holiday. Whereas if you're by yourself, you're totally reliant on yourself and you do exactly what you want to do, and you're not worried about what any other person with you wants to do. And obviously everyone likes to please people as well, so if someone was with you and they wanted to leave a certain place, you wouldn't exactly say, well no, I don't want to leave this place, I'm staying. You would just sort of be like, oh okay then, we'll go. Which to some people they might not mind, they might be easy going, but I know for me it would be more the sitting at a coffee shop for as long as I want, that really is so good, because I like to just sit and read a book and have a coffee and maybe have another coffee, or just sit for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and just watch the world go by, especially when you're in a different country and every person that passes you is just so interesting, and you can literally just take it all in. Whereas if someone's with you, depending on who they are, you kind of feel like you need to be talking to the person, or you need to have a conversation, or any silence is awkward silence, and maybe they're not the kind of person that wants to look at people all day, and they might think, oh, this is gay, or not being offensive using the word gay, but they might just, that might not be their vibe. They might want to go out and party and drink, and it's very hard to make your heart happy if you're with someone who has an entirely different heart, if you get what I'm saying. You are the decider of that holiday, so you decide exactly where you go. If you want to go to America, if you want to stay in Europe, if you want to go to Ireland, or wherever you want to go, and then after that you can obviously decide exactly what you do each day as well. So you can plan your whole day. Wherever you want to see, the world is literally your oyster. Whereas if you're with someone else, they might say, well, I want to see this place, and then you would say, well, I want to see this place, and they say, no, well, I don't like the thought of that place. And whereas when you're by yourself, it's an entirely different experience. There's nothing wrong with traveling with other people, but it's just, in my eyes, it's a more free way to travel, and I'm quite a free spirit. I like to just do my own thing, so solo travel for me is the best. So that was reason number 1, and now moving on to reason number 2. You can be exactly who you are, which I believe we should all do anyway, but there's obviously certain people that you might get around and you're not yourself. You might feel like you have to shrink yourself. Sometimes this can be family. For some people this can be best friends. For people who aren't overly confident, they may feel like they have to act a certain way or be a certain way around certain people to feel accepted and to feel loved and happy, and then really they're not happy, but they think they're happy. When you go solo traveling, you can be whoever you want to be. You can be entirely yourself, or you can be, if you have an idea in your head of who you would like to be but you can never be that person, whenever you go solo traveling, you can bring out the person who you would like to be. You can bring that out, and you can pretend to be them for a week or a couple of days or however long it is, and maybe you can't be that person at home because you're bullied for it or slandered for it, or like we call it slagged here in Northern Ireland, you're slagged for it. So whenever you solo travel, you can literally be whoever you want. If you maybe wouldn't wear a skirt around your friends, you can wear like a flowy skirt or a flowy dress when you're on a solo travel, because nobody knows you. It's really cool. You can play about with it. But I would advise everyone to always be themselves anyway. But it's another fun reason for solo traveling, because you can just be totally free, and everyone will either like you or dislike you the way that you are, the way you come, and no one's going to judge you for being yourself. So reason number 3 is the experiences you will get from solo travel. Solo travel is obviously not easy. I wouldn't say that it's easy. I find it easy, but that's because I haven't had any experiences come up yet where it's not easy for me. But I'm sure there are times when solo travel is hard, and it is especially hard if you have never really been on holidays before. Like for myself, I've travelled alone to go and see my sister in Glasgow, so that was whenever I was like 17, so I was used to doing the flight thing on my own, and then I've been going on family holidays my whole life, so I am used to flying and the way airports work. Don't get me wrong, it's different when you're by yourself, but every airport experience is going to be slightly the same and similar, and so if you have travelled a lot, you'll be able to fly through airports no problem. But it is difficult if you haven't travelled that much and you're not really aware of how to get through the airport, and your family member's always done it for you, or you've never been concentrating when you're going through the airport, you're like on your phone because someone beside you is doing it all. You've never had to pack for yourself, you've never had to book on a flight or get on a flight on time, so it is hard in that aspect as well, but that is something that comes with time, like especially being in foreign airports and stuff. You're not going to get that like overnight. It's going to take time to navigate and learn your way about airports, but once you've got it down, you've kind of got the gist of all airports, because most of them are the same. So no, it's not easy. And then also you've got the experience of trying to meet people when you're on holidays or out of your comfort zone, like in a different country, and no one speaks your language, and you're like, well, what am I gonna do? And you don't know whether to approach people and speak to them, or whether people are gonna like you. It's all nervous and, you know, kind of worrying. But once you get there, you learn how to appreciate other cultures. Like whenever I went to Paris, I knew, because I researched it before I went, which is another video, I knew that if you went into the French people and spoke to them first, saying like parlez-vous anglais, even if they replied no, I don't speak English, that would be okay, because then they would still try and be a wee bit more accommodating to you, because you went in and spoke their language to them. They kind of respect you for that, because we wouldn't expect in England, in the UK and Northern Ireland, we wouldn't expect someone from a foreign country to come over to us and speak in their language and us be like, what are you saying? I have no idea what you're talking about. So it's the same kind of thing whenever we go to a different country. We should always try and be aware that they may not always speak English, and they may not always want to speak English, because they have to go about their daily lives without worrying about tourists and all these people ask them random questions like, how do you get to the Eiffel Tower? like me. But once it's come back, I'm getting a bit off track, but it's coming back to experience here. So once you've went on your solo travel, you've learned how to get on to flights on time, which I may not always do, may or may not miss a flight the odd time. So you learn how to get to flights on time, you learn how to accommodate to other people's cultures, you learn how to meet people and talk to people outside your comfort zone, because if you don't speak to people first, usually they will speak to you, but sometimes if you don't make that first, you know, jump, then you may not speak to anyone your whole solo travel. Whereas if you kind of open to communicate with other people, you can go and you'll speak to like the hotel receptionist, you'll speak to the waiter or waitress at the restaurant you're at, you may even meet some friends at your hotel or hostel or wherever you're staying. Yes, people will talk to you, but if you don't have that open communication to receive what they're saying, you may just like shut them off and you'll never make any friends. Whereas whenever I was in Paris, I met a gay couple, I don't know if that's how we would say it, but yeah, a gay couple from Portugal, and I spent 2 days with them, one night and a day, and we had like the best fun ever. And they are someone that if ever I'm in Portugal where they live, I can always go and say like, oh hiya, can I have a room, or like just meet up for a visit. So that my communication and gaining those skills of communication has allowed me to make friends in a different country. My second solo trip, I never made any friends as such, but I wasn't lonely. I was never lonely. I was always talking to people, and you know, and it just never got any names of people and added them on Facebook. I'm going away in September and I'm staying in hostels for the first time ever, so I do believe that I'll make a lot more friends, and well, I hope to anyway. So basically the experiences that you get are second to none, and they're better than the majority of like learning that you could get in university, because you're tasting a whole new culture, language, you're learning how to talk to people, you're learning how to do things on your own. You may have to cook for yourself, you may have to budget, you do have to budget for yourself. It's your money, and whatever money you bring, unless you have a dad or a mum that'll help you at home, which I do. If I'm stuck, my parents will always help me, but I never like to rely on them, so I always budget myself, make my own money and budget it down, and sort of think about, oh well, this day I'm going to spend that, and this day I'm going to spend that, and I might not be able to splurge on a big £20 pizza dinner because tomorrow I have to get a train to Milan. So you're always conscious of what you're spending, and you don't want to run out of money, so it's good for money. it's a lot more valuable than just reading about money and how to budget. It's actually better to go out and do it. I think so anyway. Basically, those are some of the experiences that you'll pick up, and you've got loads more than that, but really it's something that you have to do for yourself to get the pleasures of it. And once you're in that new country and you're by yourself, it's a lot more exciting, and you feel it in your heart. I don't know if everyone does, but I know I feel it in my heart when I'm by myself in this big country and I'm like looking around me at everything and I'm like, whoa, I made it. And you kind of get a sense of pride, and you're happy and pleased with yourself that you actually got yourself there safely and everything's went well, and you're just like, let the fun begin. And I'm getting the feelings all back now that I start talking about it, and I'm so excited now for September. So yeah, it's a completely different holiday, whereas when you're with your friends or your family, you're still going to be excited, but it's not going to be that same great experience that you would get by yourself. It's just a whole different kettle of fish. So by the looks of things, I've rambled on for 15 minutes, so I'm going to have a ton of fun editing these videos. That is me finished talking. I hope that everyone enjoyed the video. I hope that I didn't speak too fast, because I know my accent can kind of be quite hard to grasp. Good old Ballymena for you. But that's the first episode of that solo travel series done. In the next few weeks before I set off for my solo travel in September, I kind of want to take you all along with me, and for the next video that I want to do is like tips and advice for solo travel. So like, as I was talking about budget and how to fly, and then the third video I want to talk about my own solo travel experience. I've been away twice, well, two years I've been going solo traveling. This one in September will be my longest and my biggest solo travel, so it is going to be the most challenging, I would assume. But I've had some really good travel experiences, so I'm going to talk about that roughly in the third episode. And then for the fourth episode, because it'll be closer to my time of travel, I'm going to take you through everything that I will pack, how I prepare for solo travel, and just how I get myself ready for venturing off into the distance. Hopefully, if I keep up this productivity that I have going on, I will get those 3 videos up before I go in September. So it's about roughly 4 weeks before I go, so that should be enough time to get me sorted whilst planning my trip. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I wasn't looking here too much when I should be looking here. But I've been trying, and it's really hard not to look here when you always want to look here. So bear with me. In future videos I will try to look there. And also keep an eye out for some vlogs. I don't know if anyone's bothered, but I'm going to be vlogging my solo travel in September, and I'll bring you all along with me. And if anyone wants to watch it, that's super. If you don't, that's super as well. It's really good for me to record the solo travels that I do, record everywhere that I go, because it means like if I'm sort of bored or something some night, that I can look back and look onto my YouTube and just be like, whoa, that happened, that was really good. So yeah, they're for me, and they're for other people too, to kind of get an idea of what solo travel is like. Anyway, I have spoken enough, and that outro was long enough. So thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe for up and coming videos. And I don't know how to end this, so I'll just give you a smile and say goodbye and peace out, and stay grateful and happy, and goodbye. Why haven't I heard this song before? This song is the yeah. At the right temperature, fish shelter, you found this song. What is this? Hey, love. I'm upset. Nothing. I swear this video is no one that I'm listening to today. Too bad I don't look like you. Hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest. I missed it. I can jeopardize both our reputations.